Welcome back to the Bristol Channel, a place for me that has unfinished business. Over the last 12 months, I've made it my mission to crack the Bristol Channel. I've now totaled a fair few sessions over this incredible venue, targeting marks like Porlock Weir, Whitemark, Blue Anchor and Layde Bay, to name a few. And I've even caught a few fish along the way. But I'm still to catch something that really puts a grin on the face. The kind of fish you immediately send in the group chat with the caption, "I flippin' did it, lads." So I'm back for a weekend of non-stop fishing, adventure and laughs at the iconic Bristol Channel. Okay, back again to settle the score. So we're down here at Layde Bay. We turned up pretty much bottom of the tide and we are fishing all the way back up and probably all the way back down, or as much as we can fish it for. This weekend, different to last time, we've come down on a neap tide, so much smaller, much less tidal flow and of course less water overall. So far, it's already been a lot easier to fish in than last time on the bigger tides. Tactics wise, I've got a box of loads of rigs that I've made up, mostly pulley rigs with hook sizes ranging from 3/040s up to, I do have some Sakuma Manta 6/0 hooks as well, and we've also got some dongle setups, some dongle braid with again circle hooks. Bait wise, I have got squids, I've got bluey, I've got mackerel, some sprats. The target for me, the ideal is to land a nice ray. If I can pull out a ray from the Bristol Channel this weekend, I'll be very happy. Of course, there's a chance of a cod, there's a chance of a nice eel. We'll take what we can get, but we'll see. Now the plan for the weekend is to fish Layde Bay today, probably till 7-8 p.m. into darkness, and when we've got no more water left to fish. And then we've got a Premier Inn stay tonight, kind of towards Weston-super-Mare. We might try and find a low water mark to fish tonight, but we may just chill, have some dinner and some rest, and then fish it hard again tomorrow. Tomorrow's plan, Sunday, is to get up fairly early and head down to Battery Point, which is a mark I've never fished. Of course, we've fished a number of marks on the channel now, up and down. So there's a number of marks that we've ticked off. Battery Point is the one that I've never fished, and I'm quite excited to fish it. It looks a very interesting mark, judging by the charts and navionics. And there's been some decent reports coming out that way as well. So we'll see what it can do for us. We've had a rod out now for 45 minutes to an hour as this tide comes up. Now what we're doing, we're fishing down here into the low water with our base camp set up where you are. I'm fishing one rod each. So Darren's rod's on the left, mine's on the right. We're gonna have a look, see how we're looking. Now Darren did bring his rod up just a moment ago, and we're fishing big baits, big fish, and it looked like it had been pecked apart a little bit by what we think's probably whiting. So it's one of them where we could switch it up and go for some whiting, and which would be good conger baits and that, but I think we're all under the kind of mindset that, you know, we can catch a lot of those fish back at home. And to be fair, we can catch big rays at home, but we're here to catch Bristol Channel fish. You know, the dream fish, let's go for them. Now the trick at Layde Bay is one, not slipping over, but two, trying to retrieve your rig and your setup without getting snagged on this bit of reef that you have really close inshore. It's really flat sandy ground that you're fishing on, so it's snag free. The only snags you can sometimes find are the ones here reeling in. Straight on with another bluey squid wrap. See if we can cast from here without landing on my Todd. Well, this rod's come out, and as you can see, the bait has been absolutely picked apart. And I just mentioned to Darren there that I can notice very small tapping bites on his rig. So likely some small fish out there, some whiting, pouting, whatever it might be, which we could put the scratching rig out, smaller hooks out, and obviously go for them. But that's not the reason we're here. And of course, they could be great conger baits for later. I can't bring myself to bring in a big rig and a big rod for little fish right now. But we'll see. We'll stick to the plan and see how we go. With the tide continuing to flood in, we fish the channel hard in search of that target fish, a big ray or big cod. Unfortunately, the channel was choosing not to play ball. Right, well, we're a few hours in, and apart from a few rattles, a few tangles, unfortunately, between different rods, we are still fishless. Now, there's definitely some little fish knocking around. There are some people fishing further down the bank that have pulled some little whiting and stuff out. What I might do is when the ebb tide starts, which is in about probably 30 to 40 minutes time, maybe put a scratching rig out there just to get in amongst some fish. It's one of those kind of, do you stick it out with the plan, focus on that big fish, focus on what you're here for, or do you just try and catch some fish and catch what's in front of you? One of those predicaments. Right, I've given in. I'm just going to try and catch a fish for a little bit. Coming up to the pretty much top of the tide, so the ebb's about to start soon, and I'm switching one of the rods to a 1 up, 1 down rig. Top hook is just a little bit of squid, and the bottom hook, the one that sits of course below the weight, is a sprat and squid wrap. So I'm still fishing from a raise there, but the top hook, of course, trying to pluck one of these whiting out, which we feel have been pestering us all day and kind of stripping the bait slowly. So we'll see if we can just get a fish out, beat the skunk, get off the mark, and then we'll go from there. Who knows, if we get a nice whiting, we could send it out for a conger bait later. But
fun fact, it's the exact rig that I caught that big blonde on last year at Chesil.
So there we go, it's a lucky rig for Darren. I've had to borrow a rig off him because I've left all my scratching rigs and smaller hook rigs back in the car, so yeah.
Borrowed plenty off you, mate.
Well, that's true. Let's see what we can do with it. I'm not blanking. My first catch at Layde Bay. Hooked fair and square. Mr. Crab. Look at that. I mean, it's not been that kind to him, but he's still alive, so we'll get him back. Look at that, straight through his underside. So I'll try and remove that carefully and get him back, but it's a bit of a nasty wound, but it just seems to be in his flesh. So I think he'll be okay. Now that was proper snagged up. I was pulling for a break, to be honest, because I didn't think I was going to get it back, when suddenly it came loose and out came Mr. Crab. So whether I found a little bit of reef or something out at distance, I don't know. There we go, my first catch at Layde Bay. Right, let's see if this scratcher rig's done anything for us, shall we? That's been bobbing around, but that could have been the wind. It's definitely picked up. We've got the wind coming from the east. It's not too bad, but it's a little bit annoying. Well, no, that's not been touched. Okay, so we're on an ebbing tide now, which means it's going to go from right to left, or from that way to that way. If I remember from last time fishing here, that first hour or two of the ebb was pretty horrible, pretty hard, although we are on neeps, so it shouldn't be too bad. That being said, I'm going to cast over that side, well, not that far, kind of that way, and it should settle a bit more in front of me. Okay, perfect. With the darkness and wind fast approaching, we continue to fish into the night. Layde Bay, however, decided to be difficult once again. So we knocked it on the head, deciding to refuel and rethink.
And now, a short commercial break.
One of the things I absolutely love about YouTube is the fact that it is completely free. The wealth of knowledge and entertainment that can be accessed at a click of a button, to me, is just incredible. With that being said, of course, putting videos out there, making content, does take a lot of time, effort, and of course, money. With that in mind, it's really important to me that I don't charge a single penny for my videos. I don't want anyone to ever have to spend to view the content that I put out there. But it would be helpful if I can offer something that people could pay for, which will help these bigger, more adventurous trips that we've got planned over the next year or two. So with that in mind, I'd like to announce the release of my own Seasmith clothing. Now these are designs that I've made myself over the last year or so of marks that I've fished on the channel, areas that I love to fish off the boat, from the shore, and some other areas that maybe you've got special memories at that you fish yourself.
Many of these marks you would have seen in my videos, like the river fowl and of course my home waters of Christchurch and the Needles. All sizes are stocked with a wide range of colours to pick from. I've also added other clothing including hoodies, sweatshirts, shorts, all featuring the Seasmith logo.
So if you'd like to treat someone this Christmas or simply support the channel, head to seasmith.uk to check out the full range. And of course, it is Black Friday week, so if you use the code TAKE10, you'll receive a 10% discount from your order up until Tuesday the 2nd of December. Thank you as always for your support. Right, we are all fed and watered, checked into the hotel, had a bit of a rest, and we've made a new plan. We're going to head back out to a mark just down the road, a flat sandy beach mark, armed with some peeler crab, and fingers crossed we're going to get into some bass and save today, because it's been difficult so far.
It's been crap.
Yes, it's been crap.
Lovely mark though, but fishing's been crap.
Let's see what we can do. Now, the rest of that evening was about as fruitful as the day session. All I'll say on the matter is, we're not letting Darren pick a mark ever again. So that go.
It's hard going, wasn't it?
That's tonight's plan. So here we are down at the mark on beautiful conditions, really easy fishing, easy underfoot. Not a breath of wind today. I think we've got it really well. I think we're going to have a really easy fishing, really nice. So we have got driving winds from the east, northeasterly, kind of gusting up 25-30 miles per hour, which for the Bristol Channel doesn't make too much of a difference to the kind of sea state. It's perfectly fine fishing. It's obviously the tides that you've got to be more conscious of and the current that flows through. But we are sheltered behind the lighthouse in the minute, which is giving us some nice shelter, I'd say, from those winds. In fact, when you stood behind it, it's perfect. When you're casting and kind of going back to the tripod though, it's a bit of a different story. It's kind of like you're in a bit of a wind tunnel, but amazing mark, beautiful mark, like many of the Bristol Channel marks are. It's just a surreal place, to be honest. Very different discipline, fishing styles, of course, what we're used to on the south coast, but it's one of the reasons why I personally keep coming back here, because it's just, you develop new skills, you learn new things. It's a different experience, it's an enjoyable one. It would be just nice if we can start catching some fish as well. In terms of the fishing tactics here, we've kind of deployed a bit of an up-tiding boat fishing method, where we've cast the rod and we've got, because of that strong wind, a nice belly in the line. So the tide's going one way, that belly in the line is pulling the hook, pulling the weight, the grip lead, into the sand, into the seabed, and giving that kind of up-tiding effect. So they are holding nicely now, but we are kind of really just not on the biggest pull of tide. So we'll see how it goes, but it is small tides, as I keep saying. It's Sneeps this week, so it should be fishable. My tactic is going to be, for now, I've got a dongle rig with a nice big squid and black lug bait going out, which of course really is my cod bait. I wouldn't say no to a huss. Might put some ray baits out later. We did pick up some fresh ragworm to maybe have a go for the sole. Darren's just put out a nice big ragworm bait, so We'll try and cover off a few bases, and fingers crossed we'll get into some fish. I really want to have that good session down the Bristol Channel now. Put quite a few hours, quite a few trips into it. Let's see if today's the day. Okay, we foolishly sent this one out without a rotten bottom. So what's the bet? It's all snagged up. What do you reckon? Darren reckons maybe. Have I been silly? Might be a fish on it, who knows? Flipping heck. We got her back. Stripped. We might need a bit of tide to keep the crabs off us. So, we'll see. Keep fishing it though. We might have to up the bait changes as well. I mean, they were out for some time, weren't they? Right, we've got here another pulley rig, this time with a rotten bottom. And we've gone with nice big rag sausage. Tackle shop kindly supplied us with some nice big ragworm early this morning. See if it can do us something. All the cods, or codling I should say, I've ever caught have always been to ragworm tipped with squid. So let's see if it does me well here. Beautiful. Well, we've moved. After losing countless rigs and weights and leads and tying new shock leaders and having to just deal with nonsense, I think between me and Darren we've probably lost, I don't know how many, but too many in the space of time that we were fishing. And before anyone asks, yes, we're using rotten bottoms. We're using all the normal kind of Bristol Channel rigs and tactics. It's just a very snaggy, difficult place to fish. So we've moved slightly to the east. For those that of course know the mark will know exactly where we are, but there's a little bunker or a little kind of concrete shed thing which is full of litter and rubbish, as they often get, which is unfortunate, but it's a really nice place for us to sit and fish, and we're into slightly cleaner ground, we hope. We're on our first cast, to be fair, so I shouldn't jinx it, but also the tidal pool here is a lot less, so it's much easier fishing. We've still got nice deep water. Still a chance of catching into the fish that, you know, we're here to catch, but it means this afternoon, the session that we're going to fish for the rest of the day here, more chance of actual fishing, and I think more chance hopefully of getting our rigs back. I've had a squid and black lug bait in for 10 minutes, if that, and it's just had a couple bites, which are the first bites I've seen all weekend, so I'm taking that as a bonus. Well, Darren's had enough of not catching fish. He's bringing out the big guns. He's gone carp bait.
It looks really bad, doesn't it?
Jesus, man. It's not kicking at all. I'll pretend it's a fish. It'll be a nice feeling. Golly gosh, man. Ugh. Not far off a PB this, for me. Ugh. Stay to that. Right, time is ticking. We've got a long drive home. I'm going to reel this one in and send out the last cast of the trip. And we know what happened on the last cast last time for Martin. Yes, mate! The last cast! Let's see if we've got some magic again today, eh? Well, we're approaching the top of the tide and we're also approaching the end of our weekend fishing the Bristol Channel. Unfortunately, it just hasn't fished well for us. I was really hoping I could come here and obviously bring some nice Bristol Channel fish to the channel, but it hasn't happened. It's been tough. I genuinely don't think we've done anything wrong. It's just been really unlucky. We followed the advice of the tackle shop we went to this morning. A lot of the online research that we looked at before coming here, we followed. It just hasn't fished, it just hasn't happened. The Bristol Channel is definitely a thorn in my side. That's quite a few sessions I've fished now. Porlock, Minehead of course, Whitemark, Blue Anchor, Battery Point now, Layde Bay. I'm still to pull out a fish that is worthy of the trip and of course the energy of coming to fish here. But anyway, we got to pack up, we're losing light, 2-hour drive to get back home. Having said that, it is still good fun. I'm glad to get out here, more to experience, more marks to learn. And of course, I will be back to one day defeat the Bristol Channel. Anyway guys, thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you in the next one.